set on the timer.
Just keep your phone open, Neil.
What do we got here? It's Cobblebank, isn't it? Cobblebank. Welcome to the Country Basketball League Grand Final. How you going, Ali? You good? Yeah. You playing the women's team now? Yeah, okay. Tough grand final. Like, you had Bendigo, right? Yeah. That last quarter, I think it was, what, 26 to 5 last quarter? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, they got some good players. They got some quality talent, so. Yeah. Yeah, she's good. Which one? Yeah, Lavinia Cox. Yeah. She's good. Hello and welcome to the Country Basketball League Women's Grand Final. What a fantastic game it is between two combatants, the Bendigo Braves taking on the Kyneton Tigers. It should be a fantastic game. Both teams for this season had fantastic records to close out the season. Kyneton with an 8-2 record, Bendigo with a 7-3 record. However, Bendigo's percentage was huge, astronomical, 138%, and Kyneton only managing 115% for the season. It should be a fantastic matchup between these two teams here today. So many good players out on the floor, and so many of these players knowing each other, as Kyneton and Bendigo, they kind of work in the same pool. My name is Todd Morris, and I'll be your host this evening for this game, and I'm joined by Trent. Trent, welcome to the broadcast.
Oh, Todd, how lucky are we to be here today for a big blockbuster matchup as Bendigo are looking to go back-to-back.
They are looking to go back-to-back, and what should be fantastic. And a lot of these girls have had success all throughout their season as well, and some of them playing in the youth program as well, winning a championship there as well. That was fantastic. So a really stacked lineup, and even some of these players playing for Mark Alabakov in the NBL 1 as well. So such a treat today.
That's absolutely correct. You hear me all right on your end?
Everything's good.
Yeah, cool. Yep, sorry, mate. Yeah, no, absolutely big game. A few former Bendigo players as well that are playing for playing for the Tigers. Michelle Fletcher obviously won multiple championships with the Bendigo Lady Braves, as they were known back in the day, and of course we've got the young Mangan girls as well. So we're in for a good one, mate. And the crowd's packing out quite nicely here for a good, perfect weather for basketball, I would say, in early December.
Yeah, not a friendly trip down the highway. It is torrential rain at the moment, but great to see such a great turnout. The Country Basketball League running over the summer is such a fantastic tournament. We get to see some really good talent represent all the rural areas across Australia, now across Victoria. Now, not only today, we've got grand finals all around the place. This is the Northwestern Conference, and we're about 2 minutes away. Now, leading into this, 8-2 Kyneton, 7-3 Bendigo. Trent, who do you think is probably going to get ascendancy early here, or how do you think the game's going to play out?
Well, obviously both teams coming off good wins in the semi-final. Kyneton took it to Mildura. They've been giving up about 60 points a game, and that's what they held Mildura to last week. So they're pretty much on the money, whereas Bendigo came out and absolutely scorched Melton. Both teams, really, they were up by double figures at quarter time and just went ahead. So, mate, whoever's winning at quarter time, you'd almost put your money on, wouldn't you?
Certainly do. It was a fast start there. You talk about quarter time. It was a fast start there by Kyneton in their first quarter. They had 20-7 in that semi-final in the first quarter. They looked to get out the gates. However, when Bendigo wrestled their game back, it was their last quarter effort where they won 26-5,
Yeah.
putting a majority of that margin. So very interesting to see. We know that Mark Alabakov is such a great coach, and he's coached at all different levels. And I've actually seen him the other day. He was on the bench for the Perth Lynx as well. So
He does get around them, man.
he does get around.
Yep.
Talking to him before the game, he was saying it's been such an interesting season, a really young team, so he doesn't know what he's going to get. So it could be a bit of a surprise packet. I think he's going to have to try and wrestle some of that youth to get a little bit of consistency across the four quarters.
Yeah, and in saying that, Todd, I think perhaps that youth may be where that comes into their benefit by holding the team to 5 points in the fourth quarter last week. And that's where the youth versus the experience, Kyneton do like to play a bit more of a slower, more disciplined pace. Let's see if Bendigo try and run them off their feet, I suppose. And I guess the big matchup, but two of the standout players both made the All-Star 5. Michelle Fletcher, as we mentioned earlier, for the Northwest Women for Kyneton, and Poppy Blanche for Bendigo, who also got the league MVP, which we're going to see, I believe, some presentations throughout the night for both the men's and women's awards here in the Northwest.
Saw Poppy Blanche take an MVP award in the youth grand final as well against Keilor. Keilor man myself, Trent, and I was there. We went down that evening, but it was a tough one, but a great victory from Bendigo nonetheless. And
so you brought the thunder. Okay, I gotcha. Got it.
I like that, Trent. I like that. That's how we're going to roll tonight. I like it.
Yep.
So the teams are just going through their final chat. Mark Alabakov just getting the last couple of messages in, and they take the floor. So let's have a look at the starting lineups for both teams here. Now, for Bendigo, it looks to be out on the floor. Jessie Rennie will start. Also in there will be Lavinia Cox. Poppy Blanche also out there as well. And we're about to get things underway.
And kind of got Mangan, Fletcher, and is it? We've got Mangan, Fletcher. Mangan, Fletcher, and there's 14.
There's a couple of
Alex
on the floor.
Strawhorn.
It's going to be interesting one to navigate as Rennie took the drive. The ball comes back out to the top. And the numbers here just on that stat sheet are just incorrect, so we're going to have to catch up. I don't see a number 4 on there, but we'll work that out in a moment. Cox at the top. Cox firing for 3. Gets the game underway with a big 3-point bucket. Lavinia Cox, we talked about her in the pregame show. She's already hot early.
Pew, pew, pew from downtown. Braves off to a hot start here in the Country Basketball League Northwest Final. Kyneton Tigers from downtown. That is Brooke Mangan. And nice dime by Michelle Fletcher.
Great play to go straight up there. Strong to get the basket and the N1.
I'll tell you what, Todd. Trent Bice here with Big Todd to my right. We're very lucky. The Instagram page for the CBL, they've got some great stats and some great info. If you're not checking that one out already, get onto it. But they do obviously inform us, for those who might just be catching up. Last time these teams met, Bendigo actually did win 96-75. However, Kyneton coming in with the better record, as you mentioned at the top, 8-2, Bendigo 7-3.
So baseline ball here for the Braves.
Mark Alabakov very good at a baseline or a sideline play for a quick hit.
Blanche for 3, just missing that one. Rebound comes and straight back up with it was Kiara McDermott. Fantastic 2 from her. Bendigo getting early ascendancy here early.
Good start for the Braves. Let's see if Kyneton now, but they do like to be disciplined. Use a bit of the shot clock and get through their sets. Here's the experience of Fletcher. Backs down, kicks it out, swings around to Mangan. Good double down. Shot clock on 4 from deep. Short arms it. Nice strong ball. Bit of contact on the loose ball. And now Bendigo look to push through Cox. She'll get to the middle of the key with the left. Scoop the loop. Can't get it to go. Fletcher on the board. Todd.
Cox's ability to get penetrative dribble is so good. She's able to get to the hoop really well. She really finishes strong with that finger roll. Here's Kyneton down the floor now. Mangan guarded by Cox. Tries to flick the ball away. They'll reset here at the top. Fletcher with a little pass over the top. That was lovely. Great post work and another and 1. Jessica Mangan earns another trip to the charity stripe. And she'll look to finish this 3-point play.
With the left.
Yeah, exactly. A real cornerstone of their game so far. Just getting it into that post and working from there. Jess Mangan, I think we're going to see a lot of points from her tonight.
Well, she had 14 last week in the semi-final. Might have given her the little early commentator's curse on that one, but here we go. 5-4 early in transition. Go the Braves, and that's... I'm not sure about that. There's a bit of contact. Probably just moving forward into the player, hence the pushing foul. Cox to shoot 2. Is it Cox we've got there? No, sorry. Poppy Blanche. Poppy was the leading scorer in that semi-final last week against Melton. She had 30 points, if you don't mind.
A nice 30-piece coming into the final. She'll definitely be playing with a stack of confidence. Last time these two teams played, Blanche did not line up that afternoon, so it'll be interesting to see what she can add today, maybe give them a different look. They go into the post again to the Tigers. They seem to be a real post-centric offense. Big three ball comes. That one misses off hands. It'll be Bendigo ball as they'll restart play.
I'll tell you what, we're right behind that one on our commentator's angle. That looks good, that shot. That was unlucky. Someone put a lid on it, I think, but if they get some nice open looks like that, maybe a little bit more backspin on the ball would be nice to get the swish. What a backdoor cut! Oh, that's like the old shuffle offense of the Tigers.
Fantastic cut there, and the Tigers want to answer back here. They just trail by 5 at the moment, and again, straight into that low block. They go into it. They had the double low block there. Now they'll swing the ball out into the corner, out to the 45. That one goes up. Rebound comes for Bendigo. They'll look to go down the floor here. Here's Rennie. I think she'll hand it off. Now Cox.
Yeah, and I believe if Bendigo force Kyneton into those long shots all night, that's probably in the scout, I would say. You'd want them to beat you from deep rather than inside. Through this one, Michelle Fletcher got worried out of the points. Here goes Cox. Shakes and bakes, crossover. Another nice look on the back door. And we've got another little bumpy foul. 6:59 to play in the first quarter of the CBL Northwest Women's Final. Bendigo leading Kyneton 9-4 here early with possession through Cox from deep, no good. And here goes Kyneton through Smith. No, sorry. It was Mangan. Anytime you get confused on the player, if you go Mangan, you've got a 60% chance of picking the right player on the court tonight, Todd.
I like that. Play the percentages is always the rule of thumb on those ones. Best when siblings and relatives play together, as Kyneton will get it going again. They go into the post here for that look. Turning, spinning, firing, just missing. Rebound comes. Another offensive board here for the Tigers. They'll swing the ball. Mangan at the top. Now they'll get it going. They go into the corner now with Mangan. Back out to Mangan.
So Brooke 4, and Rochelle is 5. Rochelle misses that one. Fletcher kept it alive and did enough as... Was that Noonan was deflected it out of bounds?
Just off hands there. A rushed look to get it on the inbound and off Bendigo hands. Kyneton will retain possession here off the baseline. So Mangan to inbound. They go in a stack formation here. Pass out to the top.
Oh, it's thrown it away.
Mangan just an over and back call here. Turnover to the Tigers. I won't be happy with that. They had a couple of different looks at it there. If you're going to give a team a couple of different shots at it, you want to really punish them going the other way. They were rewarded there with a couple of offensive rebounds, but couldn't finish on those. Bendigo to inbound here. They do. They get us underway. Here's Cox at the top looking to swing the ball. Here's Blanche. Baseline jumper for Blanche. That one misses. Hard rebounding contest. The Tigers now away.
And coming back down through Brooke Mangan. Oh, no one picks her up. Steps back. Give her the long 2. No good. And deflected off her leg. So nice hands there from... That's Meg McCarthy, number 4. Lavinia Cox. Kyneton showing a man-to-man defence. Here goes Blanche, the league MVP. Nice pass down the lane. Can't get it to go. Was Noonan. And we're still 9-4. Fletcher on the high post. Faces up. You've got to go to work on that one in isolation, and she draws the foul. Going to the line, shooting 2 on Noonan. Was her first, I believe. We've got a sub coming in as well. Looks like Jess Smith. Mentioned before, Poppy Blanche, league MVP for Bendigo. Had 30 in the semi-final. Also in the semi-final for the men for Bendigo, O'Brien had 32 in the game at Castlemaine. So he'll be coming up, obviously, in the big final in the boys. After this one.
Double 30 pieces coming into a final. That's the way to do it. You want to have that preparation coming in. You'll be running on top of the ground. As Fletcher nails that first one, misses the second. Kyneton almost with the rebound now. McCarthy will go out in transition. She looks to slow down here. into the corner. Now they'll just reset play. Straight off the bench, and her first look there was Smith and missing. Bendigo will hold on to possession as Kyneton offense.
There'll be a few times throughout tonight where we put the coach's hat on here and there. As we have a timeout by Bendigo, probably just to draw one up, and maybe little Coach Mark Alabakov here. One thing that we've learned, that when you come in off the bench, it's hold at an early age. If your first shot's a 3, it better go in. Otherwise, you're probably coming straight back out. Exactly. So shooters like to shoot, but usually you like to come in, get a couple of possessions under your belt, feel the ball. You come in and just jack one up. It's probably half the reason there's a timeout right now.
Especially Smith. Smith's playing at the 5 spot as in her rotation as well, but it's one of those ones, it's a grand final. Some of those rules go out the window, a little bit of extra nerves. It's always a really high foul count in grand finals as well. We're seeing 2 to 3 team fouls already in the first 5 minutes of play. Both teams really feeling each other out. Low scoring affair early, 5 to 9.
Yep.
Bit of nerves. You've got to get that offense going. It hasn't been a real fast flowing or great flow game at both ends of the court, but this time out would just be to settle that down and probably get things going. Would you agree?
I would, 100%. I would expect after this time out, both teams got the jitters out, a couple of subs, understand the flow and the tempo/pace of the game. They probably had some of that, the Space Jam songs on. So we know Michael's secret stuff, what's in there, and they have the juice, the water, the secret liquid in the timeout. So let's see, both teams might come out flowing a little bit more, and it looks like Kyneton are in a zone. 5:30 to play, 9 to 5 here.
Bendigo with the inbound, baseline play, that one worked straight away, successful. Noonan with the 2. Fantastic finish, just camped underneath the ring and scoring that one. Now Kyneton down the floor.
That's also a smart timeout by Alabakov to draw something up when it's obviously off the baseline, and that's been drawn up too, I reckon, in the timeout. Fletcher gets it to, Jess Mangan for the deuce.
Bendigo looking to answer. Blanche goes straight into the keyway.
Hey, mate, you called it. Both teams come out. They've executed 3 straight baskets after a bit of a dry spell on both ends, and she decides to pass to the coach. That's not really what you want after a nice basket, but...
Just another turnover there for Kyneton. Just got to get some congruency. It looks like the Kyneton coach wanting a timeout. He'll get that next play.
Yeah.
As they'll move the ball around here, Bendigo.
Going back to a man for this possession of the Tigers.
They swing the ball really well, Bendigo. Some great movement. They've really calmed down into this game. That look was a miss, and here come Kyneton down the floor.
Yeah, Mangan again. Fletcher runs a deep catch very well. She runs basket to basket. The pass was a bit short there. Bendigo get it in transition, and McCarthy passing ahead. And that's why you pass it ahead, because even for the big misses, you get a chance to clean it up. And the Tigers, much needed timeout. As we mentioned, in both teams in the semi-finals were up by double digits at quarter time, and whoever controls the pace early, you would expect to probably hold it, but in grand finals we know anything can happen, Todd Morris.
Love to be a fly on the wall here in this Kyneton timeout. I think it's going to be an interesting message. A couple of back-to-back turnovers, they weren't able to finish on those plays, but...
Well, I feel it might even be a defensive focus, because I give them credit, they executed nice on that first one, but then the sloppy turnover, but down the other end they give up the baseline play, and then on the next possession, and then a transition foul. So I think, yes, he'll probably be looking to draw something up to make it an easy decisions offensively, but I believe the energy on defense is really where the game's going to be controlled. And for the NBL junkies, you saw Illawarra last night against the mighty Perth Wildcats. They just out-energised them from the start, and energy has been a little flat here in these last couple of minutes.
It's interesting you talk about energy. The modern game is really built on a game of runs, isn't it? You see teams, they'll get out, they'll get a 4, 5, and even 9-point run, and teams are able to reel that back in.
Yep.
Basketball of a couple of years ago, once a team got out to that much, it was kind of almost curtains, but now you just see momentum playing such a factor. Bendigo going a full court here. They're playing a lot of pressure here on the Tigers as they look to bring that down the floor. Bendigo just sensing that they've been a little turnover-centric. They're looking to force that here. As Mangan down the floor now, into the post now. Fletcher just got the ball down low, almost spinning. That was nearly stripped away, but the ball went out of court. It'll be Kyneton ball from the baseline.
Now let's see how their baseline execution is.
So they're going to box formation here.
Menanga inbounding it to Mangan. Nice little layup.
finish with the left hand. That was strong. Now Bendigo go in motion here. Ball out to the top. Here's Blanche. Great pass over the top from Blanche. Probably just had a little too much mustard on it in the end. It missed the intended target in Noonan, and that went out of play. Turned over. From the Tigers down the floor. Great pass over the top. Well defended as well, as that one was tapped away by Rennie. It was off Kyneton hands in the end, so Bendigo will retain possession here. Swing the ball into the 45. Now to the high post. That was nearly picked off. Here's Rennie. Corner 3, that one missing. The rebound comes for the Tigers here. Strahorn will go hard in transition. Looking to finish for 2, just missing.
Fletcher on the glass. McCarthy gets in there deep, and we've got a jump ball. Possession arrow will stick with the Tigers.
Kyneton now on the inbound in stack formation. Ball out to the top.
Straight inside of Fletcher. Sorry to cut you off. Can't get it to go. They've got the post speeds there, but maybe just a little bit more time and let it go to work.
Blanche missing that one in the keyway. And the Tigers need to penetrate the key. They'll kick out to the top. Now they swing the ball around back into that post. It's a real feature of their game. 3-point look. They just had a little too much on it. Rebound and going straight up with it was Jessica Mangan, and she'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
We don't have access to the specific hustle stats, but I do feel that Kyneton have been crushing the offensive boards, or at least keeping the loose balls alive. I mean, you'd be happy with the standard they've done that, I think, at that end of the floor so far this quarter.
Certainly have. They just haven't put up those second chance points, however. I think Bendigo have given them enough, given them a couple of possessions on their offensive sets, and I think that's one thing that Mark will probably focus on at the quarter time break, is that Jessica Mangan only nails one of those, and Bendigo now down the floor. Cox swinging the ball around. Here's Rennie. Oh, that's a great pass. What a great cut. Really good offense there. They set the high play, and then they came off the 45. Great cut and good pass. Great basket. That's really good basketball. Here's Jessica Mangan going into the post now. That one pass was just picked off, and Bendigo now in transition.
McCarthy pushes it ahead. Gets to Blanche. Cox, she'll make that every day of the week. The reverse with the left. That is a premium elite level move.
Strahorn nearly had her pocket picked. And she goes to the top of the keyway, gets it to Mangan, and they'll swing the rock. Mangan with ball in hand, going into the post now.
Might have got away with a little travel. Fletch on the boards. She gets the right hook to go. And that gets the Kyneton crowd alive behind the bench. What about the sign over there? Goat number 9.
You've got to appreciate those that come out, make the signs. It's what it's all about. And again, another baseline cut and great pass to find Lavinia Cox. That's 2 fantastic assists now from Rennie. Both set up off that 45. And they're just setting a really high offense, and they're just getting that cut in there, and it's brilliant play so far.
Got to say, Todd, you called it. It was 9-4 halfway through the quarter, and the offense has opened up. Both teams probably a little bit more comfortable now in the final. Fletcher, back-to-back buckets.
Fantastic finish by Fletcher. She's starting to really get comfortable into this game. And again, they go to Rennie on the 45. They set that real high offensive look. They have all 5 players above the free throw line.
That's good.
Rennie goes up with it and just missing.
That was good defense too. She kind of got beat on the cut, but made up. Just nice and strong. Stood high. Didn't try and reach or block it, and got the stop. Fletcher to score 3 in a row. That's an old Dr. J. George Gervin Iceman finger roll.
Down the floor here is Cox quickly. Decides to back out of the contest. Got it to Blanche.
Minute to play in the quarter.
Blanche now at the top, assessing her options. Now Cox on the ball. Rennie decides to put the ball to the floor, and driving hard was Rennie with the offensive foul. There'll be a turnover. Kyneton ball. This is a much needed one. They've just managed to get a couple of baskets together through Fletcher on their offense, and they can look to score again here as substitutions come. Fletcher will take a breather for the last 46 seconds of the quarter, so she'll get an extended rest. sit. So no, Rennie out there, sorry, on the floor. Mangan down the floor here. Now they'll go back into the post. A great 1-2 and a finish. The floater, that just seemed to find out Rachel Mangan with the 2. And Kyneton now narrow this lead. They're starting to come right back into this. Here's Rennie with ball in hand. Swinging the ball now. McCarthy, great pass by McCarthy. Just couldn't quite get it, McDermott. And went out of play. 18.7 seconds left in the game. Kyneton will look to finish strong here. If they could score here, this could really give them momentum for the rest of the game. Mangan out the top. To Mangan. Now they swing to the corner. 3-point look missing. Another offensive board and a foul. Jessica Mangan will go to the line to shoot 2. Mark Alabakov will start to pull out his hair with these offensive looks. They're giving Kyneton so many second chances at the basket. If they had been finishing some of these second chance points, they'd be well ahead in this game.
Well, he's got a lot of hair to pull out. He's a very lovely head of hair. And the top bun is looking fine.
He does indeed.
But all credit to Kyneton for scrapping back here. They had it. They were down by, I don't know if it hit 10. It was 9 at least. 6-0 run.
And also from the charity stripe as well. It sort of let them down. Jessica Mangan has a second. Just missing that one. Bendigo with the rebound. 5 seconds left on the clock. Here comes Cox down the floor. Cox looking to drive. Does off the glass to beat the clock. That was fantastic.
What an end to the quarter.
23-18. Bendigo just inching ahead towards the end. There was a late rally there from Kyneton. Now, Trent, tell me, how do you see the game so far?
Well, Lavinia Cox, she had 18 in the semi-final last week. She's come out firing with 9 points already at quarter time for Bendigo. Poppy Blanche, the league MVP, has 4. Noonan also with 4. And 2 each for McDermott and Rennie. And for Kyneton, can you give us the leading scorers from that side? I believe Mangan yes. Has 9. What's Fletcher got there? You've got the better angle on it?
Yeah, Fletcher on 7 and Rachel Mangan on 2. And that's the majority of their scorers there as we just refresh. Just a little bit of in-stadium issues with the Wi-Fi. We'll get all the scorers on top. So, yes, Jessica Mangan on 9, confirming Michelle Fletcher on 7 and Rochelle Mangan on 2.
Very exciting game here. We've got obviously Bendigo versus Kyneton. Bendigo also coming up against Mildura later tonight. Do you happen to see the preview and the wrap-up with the Mildura coach on the CBL page? Did you manage to catch I think it only got posted yesterday, so it's hot on the wire, but...
I'm going to be honest with you. I did not see that the little wrap-up from the coach. What was the highlights out of that one?
Oh, well, just keeping a lid on it, but I think Mildura are quietly confident coming in. Just referring to the men's game, that is, of course. Whereas Bendigo had a good win at Castlemaine. So make sure you stick around for that one later on as the arena music pumps back up. But coming into this game as well, the team leaders, obviously we spoke about Blanche and Fletcher being the key players. But Blanche coming in, she led the league in scoring with a total of 222 points at 22.2. Richie Beno would be proud per game to lead the league. Michelle Fletcher with fourth in the league. Obviously, Kyneton's leading scorer with 17 per game. Jess Mangan also has actually a better per game, 17.3, but she played 1 less game. Or 2 less games, I believe. And Jess Rennie and Lavinia Cox for Bendigo coming in with 14 and 16 a game. Each. Bendigo, of course, the defending champs last year. They won at 78-63. Caitlin Richardson was the finals MVP in that game. And Fletcher was the league MVP. So the history of these two great clubs continues here as we're about to start quarter number 2. Bendigo with the ball, who finished with the bucket through Cox after Kyneton made a nice run to get back into it.
I think it's on the way here.
Is that the wrap-up you were after, my friend?
Fantastic work there, Trent. You did absolutely brilliant. They go into the high post. Bendigo look again for that high-low action. Rebound comes from Kyneton as Brooke Mangan brings it down the floor. She's met at half-court there by McCarthy. Some really good defense. Had to get that way in the end. Here's Strahorn, yet to score in this game, but does score a lot of the points for the Tigers. They go into the post, and that ball's just ripped away. Jump ball awarded pretty quickly. The possession arrow will go in the way of the Tigers. They'll hold on to possession here, and they'll get the ball on the baseline.
Do we see line again as their baseline play? They spread it out a bit more this time.
The horizontal stack that time.
Five.
Just a little too long. I reckon that was a 4.5.
That was a quick one.
Yeah, that was a quick one for me, but
we might have needed him in the NBL game up in Cairns when they turned the shot clock off. Apparently the refs don't know how to use their arms anymore up there. But I'll stay off the NBL rest for tonight.
Here's Rennie again, another great feed into Cox. Cox couldn't quite get the look. Just a through the legs dribble. Now goes to the 1-2 game with Rennie. That was beautiful play. Rennie finishing with the contact as well, and a lovely two.
Be interesting to see how Kyneton go here with Fletcher on the bench. She looks like she's ready to come back in, but just giving the veteran the extra quarter time rest, and on cue here she comes as 4-0 this quarter so far for the Braves.
Here for the Braves. Rennie with the baseline cut this time. Beautiful play. Rennie finishing with the two. Cox and Rennie are really combining really well in this game. They're playing a great 1-2 punch combo. They're going to be beautiful to watch in the closing stage of this game. Fletcher looking to spin. Fletcher off the window, just missing that one. Rebound comes. Braves away here through Blanche. They'll move the ball on quickly. Now McCarthy. They'll go into the corner. Cox firing just a little floater. Rebound came. Went straight up with it. In the end was Noonan, but didn't quite make it in the end. Here's Strahorn down the floor. Strahorn went hard to the rack. Committed the offensive foul. And so it'll be Tiger ball here. Sorry, Braves ball here. Get confused with my Tigers and my Braves, but on the baseline, 8.5 minutes to play here in the second term. Bendigo have really dominated this second quarter so far. McCarthy. Handoff. Blanche for three. No, missing. Following the shot there, getting the rebound. Then with the floater off the window. That was lovely, finishing with the two. Bendigo move ahead now. They advance their lead to 11. Tigers looking to swing the ball here. Mangan went into the post there. Strahorn went up with it. Then was blocked, lost the ball. Rennie with it in the end. Rennie just leading her teammate along to Cox. Great in transition here. Great passing. Nearly everyone on the court touched it for Bendigo there as Noonan finished with two. Some really lovely play. Bendigo just getting away with it here in this second term. Kyneton will want to score just to ease the nerves here as they can feel the game just slowly slipping away, but it's only the early stages as another turnover is forced for Kyneton. Now, Kyneton have a fair bit of height in this contest. Bendigo a little bit smaller, hence why they're getting the ball, trying to get the ball really low, deep down into that post, but unable to finish. Here's Cox at the top with a little handoff to Blanche. Blanche with the look. Deep two. That was lovely, Blanche. Just come off the dribble. Was able to bury that one, and there was nothing but nylon. Mr. Horn down the floor. Now Mangan. Swing the ball. Brooke Mangan now. Rachel Mangan back to Brooke. At the top here, Strahorn looking to drive. Tried the wraparound pass. Was read really well by Blanche, and Blanche had it in the end. The foul was given away. Interesting statistic coming into this game. Rachel Mangan and Fletcher lead the league in fouls, 32 personal fouls apiece. We get a timeout here on the floor. The coach from Kyneton will want to have a chat to his charges. It hasn't been a great start for them in this second term as they trail 18-33. And for Marko Labakov's team, it's just been really good work in transition, also on the offensive end, being able to get the ball through many hands and some really positive offensive sets. Baseline cut play has been really good for them. It's really paid off. A little high-low action as well. They've set a lot of their offense really high, and majority of the time they've had all five players above the free throw line and spread across the floor, and then they'll look to take advantage of that baseline cut as Trent rejoins us here.
Thanks, mate. Just doing the audio check. We might have to boost it up in a minute. We'll just double check on that, but yeah. But what an action. What do we got? 12-0 this quarter.
Huge.
12-2, 12-0, 12-2. What was it, quarter time? 21-16. Yeah. Well, we mentioned about getting the hot start can definitely set the tone, and credit to Kyneton for pegging it back there late in the first quarter. But boy, how Bendigo responded, made the adjustments. Basketball is a game of adjustments. And let's see how Kyneton can counter.
Here's McCarthy. McCarthy now at the top. You get the ball off there. That was good defense. Little wraparound pass to Rennie, and Rennie will score. Rennie hitting the two. 18-35. Here's Fletcher. Fletcher into the keyway. Great pass there. That was blocked. And it'll be out of court. So inbound now. Mangan. In a stack formation here. Ball comes out to the top. Brooke Mangan. Out to Brooke. Mangan, no. Missing on the three. Cox with a rebound. She'll look to push hard in transition here. Gets it down the floor. Here's McCarthy. McCarthy put ball to the floor. Went baseline. Was unable to get the pass back into the keyway. And the ball went out of play. Bounce here through the Braves. Here's Cox. Outside look. Almost missing. Great rebound contest. Good pass.
Oh, nice
finish
finish.
In the end. Great work there by Poppy Blanche, and she scores another.
Well, that was a great way to follow up the missed basket, to stay with the play. Loose ball comes your way, he gets the bucket to go.
Blanche now has 10 for the game. As Brooke Mangan looks to drive. No one batted away. Pass out to the corner. Almost. Strahorn having a tough time of it. Hasn't scored here yet, Strahorn. And she's been one of the leading scorers for Kyneton. She'll be quite frustrated so far here in the second term as the Braves look to swing the ball. Rennie with ball in hand on the 45. Now they swing to the opposite end. Here's Cox. Back out to the top. McCarthy has a look for three. Triple goes. The shooter's touch.
Use a friendly roll here for Meg McCarthy. Fletcher goes straight back at her, and she's going to live and die by that little right hooky in the lane tonight.
She certainly is. That's Kyneton's first points here in the second term. There's been a big run by the Braves. The game's starting to slip away. They lead by 20. Great drive there by Cox, and Cox couldn't quite finish. Rebound comes. Rennie tried to strip it away. Had all ball in the end. Foul will be against Rennie, as Rennie will now head to the bench. That's her third personal.
And that was Kyneton's first basket too, wasn't it? That right
Correct.
hook for the quarter. So 17-0 run for Bendigo, which, looking back, that could be the championship defining section of the game, which, interestingly, because early in the second quarter you see it in the NBA and all the big leagues, that's when the stars usually rest and they just kind of milk it through. But Bendigo have just come out and thrown two right hooks to Kyneton to double their score here midway through the second, and they just keep pouring it on through Lavinia Cox, her first basket of the seconds. She now has 11.
Great work there in transition. Smith to find Cox, and now down the floor is Conway. Conway seeing her first minutes for the game. They go to Fletcher down low. Fletcher just backing back her opponent. Looks to get free, and Fletcher just trying hard, putting everything at the basket. Just couldn't quite finish in the end. She's, like you said earlier, Trent, she's not going to go down wondering at all. And here's Bendigo. They'll look to swing the ball now.
Get it through hands, swing it to the wing. This is Smith. Nice patience here at Cox again. That left. Ooh, pumped her up earlier with her lefty scoop. Couldn't get the roll on that one.
Haythorne on the first time for Kyneton as well. She missed the turnover. It was possession arrow, however. It was a jump ball, but it will go in favour of the Braves.
That's an interesting one, isn't it? Because obviously that jump ball, possession arrow goes against them, so it's a turnover. But if the same play happens and the possession arrow is your way, it's not a turnover.
Yes, correct. It's one of the pitfalls of the game. As they swing the ball there, Smith on the 45. Now Blanche firing into Cox. Cox with a turnaround. It was a pass attempt in the end. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt on that one. But the ball went out of play, and it'll be Kyneton ball here. Now, Kyneton have had plenty of opportunities to get themselves back into the game. They just haven't been able to get that offense going. As Bendigo look to press here, they're going to make it a tough task for them to get this ball over halfway. They do in the end. Here's Conway. Conway with the handoff now to Strahorn. Now they'll swing the ball. Back to Conway. Conway working off the screen. The three-point attempt. It was no good. And Bendigo now down the floor.
Here they go again. Nice skip pass, but a danger pass. And we will have a Bendigo timeout. So with 3:40 left to play, Bendigo have come out absolutely sizzling in the second quarter as they have outscored Kyneton 19-2.
It's been a huge second term, hasn't it? This could be the match-defining moment.
Well, we spoke about the adjustments. Let's see what Kyneton can do here, because you want it to be manageable going into the half-time or into the third quarter. So what would your goals be here as a coach, Todd? Obviously, it's try and get it to under 15, back to single figures. What would your mindset be?
Look in this scenario, I guess the old saying comes to the fore: how do you eat an elephant? And it's piece by piece. You've got to do the simple things well. And I think they've just got to start getting their offense moving. They're now getting scored against heavily. However, they've done a really great job of those offensive rebounds. They've got to finish those second chance points. But I'd like to see them maybe put the ball to the floor a little bit. Try and get some penetrative dribble. Bendigo have done a really good job at keeping them out of the keyway when they put the ball to the floor. However, they've been able to get it there through the air, and that's been the tough task for them. They've had a couple of turnovers, passes picked off. So I'd like to see some of their guards maybe put the ball to the floor, take it out this Bendigo team. They are a smaller team. And we just get a call here against the Tigers. There was a foul in the end against a Thorn. So it'll be baseline ball here for the Braves.
Running more of a box set this time.
Inbound pass comes to the corner. 3-point attempt. And it's good.
That's the Ray Allen. Just make sure you get the two toes behind the corner three and pop it in.
Fantastic three there by Smith. Here's Strahorn. Mangan.
Nice backdoor cut. Lavinia Cox just was ball watching there, and Kyneton could have definitely made her pay for that one.
Really smart play there by Conway. Cut baseline, and she'll go to the line now for a pair. Positive start coming out of the timeout there for Kyneton. A well drawn up play. It'll be a baseline ball. So just before the shot, interesting one, that one, as they go to Conway here. Now they'll swing it around. Brooke Magnan, Conway. Back to Brooke Magnan. Now a Thorn. Off feet there, Cox.
3:11 left to play, quarter number 2. 45 for Bendigo, 20 for the Kyneton Tigers. Bendigo looking to go back-to-back.
Inbound pass comes, 1-2. Just missing that look there was a Thorn. Mangan on the rebound here, left-handed hook. That one misses as well. Another second chance opportunity gone begging. Down the floor here is Cox. Cox driving, went up with it, and she'll go to the line for 2. Such a competitor is Lavinia Cox. She goes so hard to the rack. She's able to penetrate so easily on the dribble. She's already had 11 points for the night already as substitutes come. McCarthy checking back into the game for Blanche.
So 18 points last week for Lavinia Cox in the semi-final. Leading scorer tonight. She now has a dozen. And lucky 13. And she'll come out as in comes Radford.
The Braves looking to go that full court action again. They do. Put pressure on Conway. Now they retreat as the ball comes in. Down the floor is Brooke Magnan. She gets to the top. Jump shot there. Just missing that one. Fletcher with a great rebound. She'll look to work to the hoop. Dish out to Conway. Conway with a missed attempt. And again, another one gone missing. They get a second chance at it, and the 3 comes. Brilliant shot there by Strahorn. That's her first points of the game. She'll be wrapped with that one. And she works into this one with a 3-pointer. 23-47. Great drive.
Very nice, strong left.
And off the window, the shot didn't count.
We got a block. I think is that Brooke Magnet? Number 4, yep. That's a second. Is that right? Third personal. Hence why a trip to the bench. Sorry. Turn my volume back up. Sorry there. Miss Guzzi.
First one goes.
This is Cratchville at the line. First basket of the evening. Another NBL 1 player with the Bendigo Braves women. Nice pass to Radford. And that's a nice strong cut and gets rewarded. And she'll go to the line for the first time tonight. Family affair as young Ella Bakov over in the corner getting nursed by the end of the bench. For the family people watching, he's a new dad this year. So congrats to Mr. Alabakov, and it's exciting to see all the Bendigo family down here supporting their Braves young women.
That's exactly what it's all about as Radford makes that first one.
The Kyneton coaching staff have got the coaches board out, and I don't know if there's a coaches board big enough to get them back in this game by half-time, Todd.
Yes, correct. That one comes over the top. Strawhorn with the ball now.
Well, they come off this is one of those games where, last week up 54-30 at half-time, and then the adjustment in the quality of the competition, that's nothing against Mildura. They finished, fourth in the league, but obviously Bendigo's depth is just proving to be a different level of class. Here's another 3 ball from downtown. That is Smith, her 6th point of the night. And Bendigo just humming along nicely now with a 30-point lead here with just less than 2 minutes, or as they like to say in Miami, 2 minutos to go here in the first half. And Kyneton are giving it back to Bendigo, which is not going to help them on the scoreboard.
Certainly isn't. Here's McCarthy now. A little bit of the air's come out of this game so far. Here's Radford.
I think it's because all the air's been swishing through the Bendigo basket. Here goes McCarthy. Nice drive. Right. Scoopy. Can't get the roll. Crushing the boards was McDermott. Fletcher. This is the point here where you want 2 or 3 good possessions. Try and get paint touches. Feeding the key. Get the ball into the block. There we go. Now you probably look to Fletcher coming back around, but very cluttered offense from Kyneton. Tiptoes the baseline, and no, she didn't. She trod on it. And another turnover for Kyneton. It's one thing in these big games if it's a tough game and you get outplayed when you make little mistakes like that and just beat yourself. That's what kind of eats you up inside, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And you got to people have that special quality to be able to forget those mistakes and move on. And it looks like Kyneton, they're just really digging themselves deeper into this one. Ball at the top now for the Braves.
Oh, a nice little fake to the corner and goes for the left layup herself. Couldn't get it to go. It was Cratchville. Mass substitutions for Kyneton. We got Rochelle Mangan back in, along with number 99, Get Smart. Jasmine Young. Did you get that reference, or is that too old?
No, I'm with you there.
That's all right. Young kids can look that one up. Agent 86.
Good thinking, 99.
Thank you. I'm the good-looking one. You're the brains. Or the other way around. Either way, here we go. McCarthy gets the board with 34.1 seconds left.
Bendigo will march down the floor for a pair as Kyneton in the penalty, Bendigo in the bonus.
Ella doing a great job on the camera work for us as well. Keep it up. Got the best in the business here.
We do.
In Melton.
Ella, unfortunately, was in that Melton team that lost last week. We were talking about it earlier. She did give a lot of respect to her Bendigo opponents, and it was a tough game. Both Melton teams in the semis.
Well, they thought they might have been thinking they were going to get the double host.
And the host as well. That one missing. Fletcher.
Just a one-hand Statue of Liberty grab with the left. 2-for-1 opportunity for Kyneton. Fletcher knows it. She'll take it. Can't. Oh! That hit the bottom of the backboard and somehow flicked up and went in. I've seen a few weird shots, but I don't know if I've seen physics work like that before, Todd.
That one did deny the laws of geometry as the ball at the top. Here's McCarthy.
10 seconds to play in the half. Both teams in the bonus, so no fouls to give. And a big 3-ball. That's Smith. That's her second 3 in many minutes, I believe. She now has 9, but it's Bendigo. 56 Kyneton 25. Todd, what was the difference in that quarter there? It was 35 to 8, is that right?
33 to 7. It was a big second quarter for Bendigo. That's huge. To put up 33 and then to keep your opposition to 7. That's grand final winning stuff so far. They say that the premiership quarter is the third, but I reckon we could mark that down as almost it. I know there's a lot of time to play, but...
Not at all, mate. People will hang around because I reckon Kyneton have got a big comeback in them. You don't want to be switching off your dials or getting off your YouTube right now or your country basketball league, that's for sure. Because if one thing we do know, this Kyneton team, they do have very good defence. They usually hold teams to 60. So if they can manage to hold Bendigo to 60 tonight, that means they're only going to allow 4 in the second half, and they'll probably get the job done if that happens. So they've got a very big job ahead of them. But we do know they've got a lot of veteran experience, the Kyneton Tigers, and it'll be interesting to see how they make the adjustments here for the second half. Todd, would you like to quickly run through the scorers before we go to half-time break?
Yeah, certainly would. And your optimism there, Trent, is very contagious. I like it. I'm going to jump on the bandwagon of the Tigers. We'll look at the top scorers for the game. Michelle Fletcher on 11, Jessica Mangan on 9, and then we go across the floor to Bendigo, Poppy Blanche on 10, Lavinia Cox on 13 are the leading scorers for this game. Both
Smith,
all 4 of those in double digits.
Sorry to cut you off there. Had a couple of threes, did Smith at the end of the quarter there for Bendigo, just to put a bit of extra...
a little bit of mail on it in the end.
Just to quickly look around the league, if you've got 5 minutes to partake in the other game going on at the moment in the North East Women at the Shepparton Sports Stadium, home of the Gators, Chomp Chomp, who were the Big V champions, run by Matt Bartlett, and the Seymour and Albury in the North East Women's final at the moment. It's a 12-point game. It was actually 13 all late in the first quarter, but 34-22 Albury leading there. So I guess you don't need to flick over. You can just stick with us. But we might have a quick water break and see you back here about 2 minutes before the half. How does that sound?
Excellent. We'll see you then. Welcome back to the Country Basketball League Women's Grand Final between the Bendigo Braves and the Kyneton Tigers. It's the Bendigo Braves leading 56-25, and it was that second term that was really the one for them, where they were leading 33-7 in that term alone. It started out a bit of a stalemate, 23-18, and then that second term, they just blew them away. Trent, what do you put it down to? What did Bendigo do really well?
Todd, I think, as we mentioned a little bit there during the second quarter, it was the energy, defensive energy. They forced turnovers. They were getting back. When they were getting the stops, boy, were they getting out and running nicely, and just that execution on offense. Taking their time, not rushing, just poised, but also knowing when to attack. If your man or woman, was turning her head, and there was the back cuts that were happening, drawing the defender. Just some good quality basketball, but we'll see what adjustments get made now. Last week in the semi-finals, we saw in the third quarter Kyneton come out and I believe they outscored Mildura 22-16, whereas Bendigo, it was 27-12. So I reckon, that's not very good English, it's country basketball, but I believe that we'll probably know in about 4 minutes who's going to win this game, because the intensity coming out of that halftime huddle and the adjustments that are made, this is when championships are made, my friend. And nice backdoor cut again. That's good. That's just smooth basketball. Play the angles, cut to space, know where your teammate's going to be, lead the pass, finish with the hoop and the harm. And I was going to say, just as I was taking in the lovely stadium here at halftime, just did notice the rings getting set up down in the corner there. So we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but it's all on the line right now, Togo.
Certainly is, and here's Brooke Magnan driving hard and one.
That's how you get back into a ball game. Head down, attack the basket, get the other team in foul trouble.
I certainly agree with you there. It's going to take all their effort as possible. Brooke Magnan gets the extra.
Well, we'll be hoping for a nice run here from Kyneton, because otherwise we might have to talk about how great Joel Embiid in the 76ers in the process is going at the moment, or we might go deep into my DJ career. So either or, let's hope Kyneton make a run.
I'll subscribe to both of those, if you don't mind.
Here's the stop in transition. Oh, nice defense by McCarthy to hold it up. Outside, Mangan. Nice little, that's some good footwork. Then the left follows up her own board. Deserved to get it to go. Couldn't. Oh, might have been a little push in the back. Kyneton definitely had their opportunities there, but a good defensive stand in the paint by Bendigo. That would have really punched them.
Here's Rennie assessing her options. They'll slow it down here. This has been a real impressive part of the Braves game, and you can really see that it's a Mark Alabakov coach team. They're really organised on their offensive sets as they go into the corner. That one comes just short. Great rebound attempt. They'll kick it back out. Here's Rennie. Rennie behind the back. Didn't like it. Will reset the play. 9 on the shot clock. They'll go out wide. Here's Blanche. No, Blanche missing. Blanche hasn't nailed one from downtown. She's the league leader in three-point attempts. She's had 34 makes.
Pet peeve. Know where you are on the floor. Sorry, Todd. But I feel like I see that once or twice a game. There's a white and the yellow line. Just stay away from both of them.
I think she was a foot over both of them.
Anyway, you mentioned you can identify let me start that again. You can identify a Mark Alabakov team. I think you can definitely tell, because they've all usually got nice pristine hairstyles. Because the team take on the image of their coach. And there is the little scoop by Blanche. Can't get it to go. Another second chance for Bendigo. And she knows where her toes are. Does the Ray Allen. Gets the toes behind the line in the corner. Can't get it to go. Nice cut. And there's Cox doing her thing on the offensive glass. 15 to lead all scorers.
Mr. Horn down the floor now. Fletcher. Such a tough task for Kyneton there. A tiny club compared to the Bendigo Braves as they score in the post there. Great look and great score there by Jessica Mangan. And she now works herself to 11 points for the game. Braves will swing the ball. Here's Rennie. Rennie with a great pass into Cox. Now they'll just flick it to McCarthy. McCarthy off the window. That one missed. Rebound attempt there. Fletcher pulls it in. Will go out now in transition. Strahorn pulling up. Will stop, prop and wait. Then deciding to
stop and pop.
Then deciding to drive. Now Mangan out the top. They'll swing it well into Fletcher. Reset. 3-ball comes. Bang!
That's an interesting pass by Fletcher. Would have thought she just dropped it, do the old drop step into the layup, but nice recognition to pass it back across the left shoulder for the 3-ball.
Tigers showing plenty. They certainly have a pulse. Bendigo now on offense. They'll move the ball quickly. Here's Blanche. Now McCarthy into the corner. Open look. There it is. Lavinia Cox moves ahead to 18 for the game.
They're definitely getting a lot of nice looks in that corner 3, aren't they? On that near side. Here goes Mangan. Gets. I'd call that a block. Would you call that a block? Call that a block. She's going for a shot and you knock it out of her hands. It's a block. Either way, Kyneton ball from the baseline here on the immaculate show court number 1. Oh, 3-ball. Fletcher on the glass, puts it back in. And that's the intensity and energy we discussed at halftime if the Kyneton Tigers are going to get back into this ball game.
McCarthy to Rennie. Again, that baseline was there. Rennie is a great passer of the ball we've seen in this game. Here's McCarthy, waiting, patient. Now getting to the elbow. Now the key.
Oh, I've got another in the corner there. Is that Smith again? No, Rennie.
Fletcher to Brooke Magnan now. Down the floor. Getting it to Jessica Magnan. 3 Magnans combined for the 2 in transition. Beautiful work.
The 3 does go into 2. And now they get the steal. Jump ball. Possession arrow.
Kyneton let off the hook. Let off the hook on that one. They nearly coughed it up on the inbounds as Rennie will take a seat. In foul trouble with Rennie. She's in 3 personals. Has 8 points for the night. Her assists have been brilliant. We're not counting assists here on the official statistics, but I reckon she's got about 4 or 5 of them on my prediction as Cox will swing the ball around. Holding the ball up there is Smith. She's been hot from 3-point town, has Smith. Now Cox out to the top. McCarthy will try her luck and missing. Great rebound in the end and just straight back up off the offensive glass. Elsie Noonan. Come the Tigers down the floor into the post. Fletcher. What a great pass to find Magnan. And a great finish. That's another 2. Bendigo on the ball again. On the ball at the top. Pick the pocket there, Fletcher. Over and back. Not called. Play on. McCarthy. 1-2. McCarthy off the window. Missing. Rebound attempt comes. It's still alive here for Smith. They'll reset the play. Cox at the top. She'll just pull out here. Great mature basketball. Now they go to the corner. Blanche, no, missing off the back iron. Great rebound in the end. Smith.
Cox from deep. Fletcher just cleaning the glass. Mangan Fletcher, lefty scoop. And we've had a run. Get a TO, Mr. Mark Alabakov. As the GOAT sign is in the crowd. It was in the crowd.
Fantastic run here in this third term by the Tigers. 16-9 in the third term. They lead in this term. However, they do find themselves with a tough margin to peg back. But this is a great start by Kyneton, you'd say.
Well, couldn't last for more. What did we say that is?
16-9? Yep.
And I think just for those viewing at home, the on-screen timer is a little bit out of sync. The scoreboard here says 4:46 left to play, whereas on the screen display it says about 4 minutes. So we'll keep you updated there to make sure you can see both the big scoreboard at each end to make sure the time that you're getting at home is correct. Speaking of time, we'll quickly run through the All-Star 5 for the Northwest women. We had Alana Morello from Mildura, Alexandra Strawhorn for Kyneton, Faith McKenzie from Maryborough, Michelle Fletcher also from Kyneton, and the league MVP Poppy Blanche.
Fantastic All-Star 5, and such a great thing, this country basketball league. They go that extra mile. They name the, obviously MVPs are in every competition, but the All-Star 5, and it's great to have those bragging rights and great to add on that resume. That pass was picked off. Kyneton looked to go on the attack here, but the ball, unfortunately, will make its way out of court.
Well, back-to-back All-Star 5s as well from Michelle Fletcher. She made it last season.
Great achievement. You can see why in this game. She's been super strong in that low block. She's really been a stalwart for her team. So the Braves will bring it in.
She was a stalwart back with the Sunny Crust Lady Braves in the late 90s as well. There's that little Tigers shuffly type offense we mentioned earlier. That's the easiest 2 points you get all night, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic offense, that one.
Andrew Gay's got half his career points off those. The rest behind the three-point line.
And I'll tell you what, if you watch the NBL one, Mason Gaze cashes in on that one as well many a times as Mangan will look to drive. A little bit of hands there, but wasn't called. Fletcher with the rebound, spinning, went up with it, and the ball was knocked away. And it'll be baseline ball here for the Tigers.
Mark Alabakov was screaming for travel, and I was going to mention it before it came out of his mouth. She might have got away with one there, and he's still requesting the travel. Looking very nice in the suit there. But here goes the Tigers from the baseline. We've got Young back in, number 99. And we've got a shot clock violation. Something would have been nice to see in Cairns in the fourth quarter a couple of nights ago.
This is a funny one, that one, as we saw 40-second possessions in that game, but we'll come back to this as Bendigo look to inbound here. Kyneton look to go press as they are getting into the desperation zone as the clock winds down. The clock is against them in this game. And again, Bendigo will run that high set offense. They'll swing the ball here. There's the baseline cut and another one coming off the top. What a great jump shot that was. That looked really good off the hands. Great catch and shoot there by Cox.
I'm going to call it right now. Slap that MVP next to the letters COX.
It's going to be hard to wrestle it off her, isn't it? The three ball comes, that one misses.
22 points already tonight for Lavinia Cox. So Poppy Blanche, you have the league MVP. I'm taking the one for the big game. How about that?
Certainly.
Well, that's good defense by Fletcher. That was, I reckon Fletcher deflected that off her leg. Could have got away with the RL over and back, but then that's probably an unnecessary reach when the shot clock is in single digits and the player with the ball is a bit frazzle-rocked. Let him get away with one there. Shot clock resets to 14, and we have Conway, is that correct? Number 28, Bridie. Yep, is 28 coming in for the game. Better defensive energy here from the bench players for the Tigers. Kira Powell guarding the ball there, and now that is the third team foul.
Fletcher checking out of the game. It's her third personal is Fletcher. That's a tough one. She'll have to sit. They want to save her for later in this game, but there becomes a moment where you probably got to keep her out on the floor. But
there's no saving when you're down by 28 in the grand final.
I
15
agree.
minutes to go.
It's a tough call, isn't it? It's hard to make. You've got to have your best players out on the floor here as they go to the corner. Bendigo, shot comes again from Smith. She misses that one.
If anything, you'd perhaps think that sub, and that corner three's been open all night. Bang, 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 bang.
And there it is, McCarthy nailing that corner three.
There must be a little, like, when you play Mario Brothers, there's like a little bag of gold or a coin or something you can jump on. That must be the money spot, I think, for Bendigo tonight.
Certainly, the old corner three glitch. Now, Strahorn going straight through the middle, split them down the middle and off the two. That was brilliant work.
You've been watching the new Space Jam, have you, where they put the glitch in the game and gets the buckets. Here we go. There is Young in transition. Can Kyneton get on a little run here, heading into three-quarter time? 2:22 left to play in the quarter. Another nice rebound for Cratchville. She's been pretty solid, only the 1 point, but defensively and on the loose ball, she's been all over it. Is Maggie Cratchville. Cox swings it to McCarthy. Heat check? No, good patience. Gives it inside. We'll call that one a pass because it didn't hit anything from McDermott over the top. And now that is the 14th foul. Everyone on Kyneton from here on out. In the last 2 minutes, we'll have Bendigo at the line. Meg McCarthy hits the three, gets subbed out on the next play. How do you do? Here's Cratchville at the line. She had 9 points last week in the Bendigo 93-47 win over Melton. Sorry.
Second one goes down. Kyneton will bring it down the floor here.
Well, last week Bendigo had three players in double figures. Blanche with 30, Cox with 18, Rennie with 11. Then Craddockville and Noonan each had 9. And tonight it's a pretty even spread. Almost 5 players in double figures.
Ball just parried away. It goes out of court. Kyneton will get another look at it here. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Not a lot of time to operate. They'll go in a box formation here. They will stack friendly majority of the game. That pass comes in. Driving, Young, couldn't quite finish. Off hands again. They'll get another look at it. This time they'll get a fresh 14.
I've got a question for you, Coach Todd.
Fire away.
You're up 73-43. I haven't got the minutes in front of me. When you're Mark Alabakov, when you're getting in the players, and when you're emptying the bench, can you get a couple in to start the fourth quarter?
Oh, probably. And Kyneton, as they just finished with that too, there's a little bit of a pulse left in Kyneton. I think around the 7 or 8 minute mark in that fourth term for me, that's where you start to
get them in.
Have a look.
You can put one of them in with 4 starters or something like that. Give them some substance.
I agree with you, but you've really got to put the game away before you do that. And here's Cox. 5 seconds on the shot clock. 4.
Space. Oh, what a time! And that is perfect clock management. And the foul. Lavinia Cox putting on an absolute show. That was a Jay Williams to Chris Webber-like play for the kids that haven't got YouTube at home. That was a lovely finish.
Great finish by McDermott. She'll go to the line for the extra. Now, Lavinia Cox, she's been under the tutelage of Wilson in the NBL 1. And I'll tell you what, just watching her play, the way that she penetrates on the dribble, her intensity.
Passing of the torch, you think, from learning from the best?
I think so. You can tell that she's spent a lot of reps down the floor against somebody like that, and that's the luxury this Bendigo team have. It's fantastic for Kyneton to go hard in this, but they are really minnows when it comes to the size of the basketball club at Bendigo's. They score that one down low as Mangan hits the 2.
Speaking of Mangans as well, Jordan used to play in Bendigo, played with Kyneton this season, but unfortunately got injured late in the season. Obviously the brother of the crew out here. He's in the house somewhere, I think I saw him before. By the way, we've got 40.4 to go in the third. CBL Northwest Women's Grand Final. Bendigo 75. Kyneton 47. Nice drive. Tried to thread the needle, did Blanche. Kyneton with a chance to have some momentum going into the fourth. Young back out to Conway, swings it around. Long gets the offensive rebound. Oh, sorry, that was Powell who shot it. Young with the board. 5 seconds on the clock, out of bounds. 3.8 left. We will stay with Kyneton. Who do you go to here, Todd? Ooh, Powell just stashed it. Got to know the clock. Got to know the clock. Oh, mamma mia.
And the answer to that question is always the open player as the time expires. Not a bad third term there by Kyneton. They'll end up winning that third term 22-19.
They won the term.
They did, 22-19, but they're going to have to do a lot more.
Well, you called it the championship quarter, mate. That might have been it. That might be just the fulcrum that turns and opens the floodgates now. They've got it. That's the little wins.
It's going to be a tough task to come back from this one.
Let's pump through the leading scorers. You've got the angle on the scoreboard, the official stats there for Kyneton.
Yes, correct. The leading scorers for Kyneton at the moment, Michelle Fletcher on 15, Jessica Magnan on to 15 as well, and Alexandra Strahorn on 5. Akira Powell off the bench with 2, and Rachel Mangan on 4, and Brooke Mangan on 6. And we go across now to Bendigo, Poppy Blanche on 10, Lavinia Cox on 22, Meg McCarthy on 8, Alyssa Noonan on 10, and McDermott on 4, and Smith on 9, and also as well Jessie Rennie, who's played a fantastic game on 8. She does have the 3 personal fouls. Has spent a fair bit of time on the pine in that quarter.
That is a lovely peanut butter spread worth of scoring though, there isn't it? The load is just, what is that? Almost 6 players in double figures. Smith with 9, Rennie and McCarthy with 8, and then obviously Noonan and Cox and Blanche already in the doubles. Can you just update us as well on the foul count? I think, is it Brooke Mangan with 3, Fletcher with 3, but no one else really in foul trouble for Kyneton?
Correct.
And then you mentioned Rennie with Bendigo.
That's right.
Have we missed anyone there, have we? No?
But there's one player that's really stood out here, and it's been Lavinia Cox. You said that it's going to be hard to wrestle the MVP off her. We still share that sentiment, of course, going into the fourth. How much of this fourth do you reckon she plays?
Well, if we go off your theory, she'll play the first 2 minutes, and then, yeah, I think she'll play probably a half of it. Yeah. It'd be nice to see who we've got. We've got Fry, Siddle, Eloise Siddle, sorry, if the buzzer goes off. Taylor Rennie and is it Marnie Fry? The three that have yet
Correct.
to see the court yet?
Yep.
Get him in, Mark. Get him in.
And we look at the lineup at the moment. They're out there. It's back to their starting five. I reckon we'll see this for a good 3 or 4 minutes and really put this game out of reach. However, the Tigers did win that third term. They only managed to win it by 3. They've got a big margin to make up here. There's Brooke Magnan.
Final quarter of this CBL Northwest Women's season. It's all on the line. You leave no shoelace untied. You get into it now. Drench out the socks. I'm not sure what other analogies or metaphors or pump-ups I'm trying to say. But either way, Kyneton, full court press for 10 minutes. You just bring it, don't you, Todd?
You certainly do, and they bring it indeed as they get the first 2 of the final term. Here's Cox. Great pass to Rennie. Rennie off the window.
There's a well-oiled Mark Alabakov machine there, that Bendigo offence.
Certainly is, and Tigers again down the floor here. Rachel Magnan going into Fletcher. Fletcher spinning, firing and missing. Rebound comes. Cox will snatch it away, and she'll bring it down the floor here. Now, Bendigo looking good in transition. A nice, patient wraparound pass. Just missing. They'll reset play. Rennie at the top. Rennie firing for 3. That one misses. She'll follow the shot and get another look at it here. And they go into the post. Kick out. Blanche. There it is. Floater. And Blanche with 2.
79-49. 9 minutes left to play.
Here's Strahorn. Going deep. Magnan turning. Travel. Jessica Magnan was calling for the contact. Well, the officials were saying, well, he took steps. 30 points of difference here. McCarthy. Skip one over the top to Blanche. Back to McCarthy. Hand off to Blanche. She'll have a look at the 3. Good up fake. Got her opponent in the air. Here's Cox. Now they'll swing it. 6 on the shot clock. McCarthy driving. Finger roll. There it is. It's exactly the start that they would have wanted, Bendigo.
Well, it is. And a little bit of concern about Kyneton outscoring them in the third. I think Mark Alabakov might have just highlighted that one in the 3/4 time huddle. Here goes Mangan. Again, just picks up a dribble a bit early. Fletcher, give her some room to go to work. Can't. Tries to thread the needle. Shot clock is on Dr. J, number 6. Been a very entertaining year of CBL action in both the men and women. For those tuning in, hang around for the men's game after this between Bendigo and number 1 Mildura. Bendigo upsetting Castlemaine in Castlemaine last week. And it was, well, we'll go into it later, Todd, but it was quite the grudge match, actually, and quite the game. Lots of heat in that one, and let's see if that energy comes over into the grand final tonight between Mildura and Bendigo.
As Blanche will earn a trip to the charity stripe, she'll shoot the pair as her basket didn't go down. Poppy Blanche, as we know, league leader in points coming into this contest. She was 222 as she nails that one. She's now on 13. Gets them both. That's 15 up for her now. Sorry, 14. Jeez, I can't count. Terrible. Here's Magnan down the floor. Kyneton will reset here. Get a little bit of movement going.
Feed the post. Feed the post.
High-low action. They'll go out to the 45. 3-point ball comes. It misses. They'll get another look at it. It's a deep 2 if it goes.
Very deep 2. Worst shot in basketball, they say, but hey, 2 points is better than no points.
Correct.
Toe on the line. And 32-point lead for the Braves. McCarthy. Oh, I think someone opened the door down at the south end for that one, because it's not too often that happens when Ben McCarthy's launching one from deep.
Rennie picked that one off.
Back. Cox knows where the three-point line is. Steps back, can't get it to go. Another solid board for Rennie. She's been a beast inside. Great passing. That's John Wooden is pretty proud of that offense. That's nice basketball for Bendigo.
24 now for Lavinia Cox. Brooke Magnan brings it down the floor, gets it to Jessica, and all three Magnans have touched it. Back to Brooke. Here's Fletcher. Fletcher's going to try her luck from outside, missing. Jessica Magnan with the rebound, goes up off the window, couldn't quite get it. Rennie again, wrestling a rebound, got it. Now they go out in transition. Here's McCarthy, over to Cox. Cox now getting into the keyway. Didn't like the look, tried to back out and lost the ball.
It's probably nearly 3 seconds in the key anyway, hence why she was trying to get rid of it, but Hugo's in the corner, Mangan. Back to Mangan. Oh, and there's a foul. Serves it to go. All the man guns is the sign in the crowd. Don't know if you spotted that one, did you earlier?
No, I didn't.
For the man guns over behind the
Love
Kyneton
that.
bench.
Man guns. Beautiful. Great play on words.
So, at the line here is Brooke Mangan. She had 16 points in Kyneton's win against Mildura last week. They come in with the best record in the league to Kyneton, finishing with an 8-2 record, equal with Melton. Bendigo were equal third with Mildura at 7-3. So it seems at the end of the season, both teams are going to be on the same amount of wins, but Bendigo with the more meaningful one here tonight.
That's where it matters, as Cox puts the ball to the floor, then through her legs and pull up from the elbow. Bit of contact there, goes uncalled.
It's a smooth handle, and you can compare it to Callie Wilson. If it wasn't for the turnover in the last play, I'd be saying there's a bit of Tyrese Halliburton in it.
Great handoff. Here's a Thorn trying her luck from downtown, but missing. And the Braves will go in transition. Here's Cox again. He'll go straight to the hoop that time, just drawing the contact. Very smart play.
Well, the kids at home, that's one thing where you just go into the body of the defender just to balance yourself up. You create that space. If they call the foul, then awesome. If not, then at least you're going to give yourself the angle to make the layup without going into the long arms of the post defender. Here she is at the line with 25. Now Lavinia Cox. You reckon she's gunning for 30?
Oh, 30 pieces definitely on the cards. If she doesn't get subbed out. As Fletcher will get the rebound. Oh, almost a carry there. Blanche come over to help out. It's going to be a tough one.
Well, if you noticed on the Bendigo bench, Caitlin Richardson, one of the assistants next to Cassidy McLean, who plays, play in NBL 1. But Caitlin Richardson did win the MVP last season, so some good experience there on the Bendigo bench helping out Mark Alabakov. Whilst he's also on new dad duty, I'm assuming Cassidy and Caitlin might have just helped step up and lead by example at a few of the training sessions as well this season. But, geez, they've been all class tonight. And let's see how Kyneton go here to close out the season. This is one of those timeouts where let's finish with pride. Let's play how we played basketball all season. And, just have that little bit of take a moment, take a breath. Let's just win this last 5 minutes of our season and leave with our head held high.
Certainly agree. We just have a look there. It seems a bit of a rally of the troops as well, and you probably think this one's out of reach. 5.5 minutes left. It's a tough one, but you've seen stranger things happen in basketball. If they can get that outside shot going.
Well, one thing Bendigo have done well tonight is if you look at the leading scorers for Kyneton, Strawhorn, she had 15 last week, and she's obviously had a bit to do with the Bendigo program as well, but tonight, just 5, is that right?
Correct, only 5.
And that's the thing, is sometimes you let the main players get theirs, like Mick Fletcher's got 15, Jess Mangan with 15 as well, but if you can limit those 3rd, 4th, 5th role players, that can really disrupt a team, particularly if you make them work at the other end of the floor, which Bendigo and their even spread has done nicely. A little shake and bake by Cranageville. That's a Spurs play, that one, isn't it? The old wheel into the corner out of a timeout.
I certainly agree, and Kyneton go down the floor. They jack that three up and it goes. Jordan Thorne with the triple.
Mate, there is no light greener than when you are down 25 in a grand final with 5 minutes left. I don't think any shots should be going up inside that yellow line. There's a steal. Here goes Kyneton. The energy that they needed since the start of the second is now coming here late in the fourth. Young, let it fly, Young. Swings it around. But the bank is open on Saturday in Melton.
That's back-to-back dribbles for a Thorne as Cox goes down the floor. Behind the back dribble, just slowing up. Then she works into space here. She's a joy to watch. Look at the handles. Pull-up jumper. That was sweet. Doesn't go. Her calmness on the ball there was great. You could just see she was thinking, waiting, looking for space, waiting for the right moment, and it was a beautiful pull-up. That should have dropped, as Poppy Blanche will make her way off the floor.
Comes Radford into the game.
And Radford was solid when she's been on the floor earlier in the game as ball comes from the baseline out to Cox.
I actually went to school with some Radfords in my younger days, and they had red hair. I wonder if she's related to them.
Shout out to the Radfords. As Cox goes up and finishes, that's number 27. I reckon 30-piece and she probably comes off.
I think she might be on for 31 just to go, hey, Poppy. Look. Here goes Fletcher. Just go to work, Fletch. Not that kind of work. Radford with the steal. She's had some good defensive plays tonight as Radford coming in. Lovely, nice little look away pass. Craddocksville. Was that Smith with the finish? Did I get that right? Yes. She now has 11, and now Bendigo have 6 players in double figures.
As you referred to earlier, the peanut butter spread as Magnet goes from downtown. That one missing. Great rebound from Cox. She'll get it in the end. Now she'll push in transition. She was held up and a foul.
Sorry, Bendigo men's coach Tom Thorne just in the front of the camera there. He's just gone into the tunnel to have probably his last pre-game chat for the season with the boys. Just assessing the women's action and knowing now that he's got a lot to live up to get Bendigo to try and sweep the finals. But enough about the men game coming up later. That is McDermott going to the bench. She's been good tonight. She subs out with 4. And who do we have come in? Number 9?
Fry on for the first time, getting her first touch.
Marnie Fry.
Great to see Lavinia Cox still out there. And I think we're pushing for points for Cox here as they swing it around. Outside look.
Mark Alabakov talking to a couple of the girls with the black T-shirts on.
There we go.
Here they come.
I think Cox, we're probably going to see her get subbed out of the game here as they'll make 2 substitutions, will the Braves. Checking in is Seidel.
And there is Lavinia Cox going to the bench. To huge applause from the Bendigo faithful. Whoa, that was a bit of a big zoomy. My bad. But there she is, just getting a nice little, hey, come and sit next to me. Let's talk about everything we just did tonight. That's a wonderful performance from the Bendigo team. Sorry, back to the action.
27 points and only the one personal foul. Taylor Rennie checking in for the first time as well as Fletcher will bring it down the floor.
So the bench has been empty. There you go, 3 minutes to go. We thought we'd be 3 minutes into the quarter, but...
Well, the game's certainly out of reach. Inbound here for Kyneton.
91. The Bendigo scored 93 last week. Is that their biggest? Might be close to their biggest score for the season. I probably should have done my research a bit harder
Kick
before
out.
saying that. But
just missing.
Very relaxed looking Bendigo bench. Actually, very relaxed looking Kyneton bench, but for probably different reasons. They've definitely played with good spirit, and I've got to admire the way that they've played this fourth quarter out. The defensive energy's definitely lifted. That's not the best possession, but hey, look at that. That's just good intensity. Keep the ball alive. Save the possession. 16 on the shot clock. 2:48 on the game clock. Which might just be slightly out of sync on your screen, but travel is called. Are we just confirmed for us the post-game presentations? Is the feed going to be live still for that? Because hopefully we can try and get it as clear as we can possible.
I assume
just the microphone picking up. Hopefully they've got us hooked in right to do that. We'll do our best to bring you all the post-game presentations and presentations here for you for the rest of the night from Melton.
To the post now. I'll get an open look here. The shot goes up by Noonan, missing.
2:22 left. Sorry to cut you off. I get excited when I see it.
Rebound from Bower. Now to Ward. Ward will just fling one across court. A Thorn from downtown. That one misses.
And young Alabakov gets a touch.
There we go. And we're going to get a timeout here with 2 minutes 11 on the clock. So actually a timeout. Mark Alabakov called the timeout with
did he just?
2 minutes left.
Well, this is one of those timeouts where you do say, let's win with class.
Yep.
I don't feel that he needs to say that. This team's won enough. They know what they're doing. But
just looking,
sometimes when you've got the younger teams, it's like, hey, make sure we shake our hands, finish again the right way. Sorry to cut you off.
Just looking into the huddle here, Mark
Alabakov
is drawing something up. The thing I love about him is you never stop developing your team, and it doesn't matter if it's this late in the game. He's got players out on the court that don't see a lot of minutes, but he's going to draw something up for them. He's going to continue to coach those basics and do the simple things well, and that's why he went undefeated in the NBL 1, and this team now are staring down a CBL back-to-back championship as well. It's based on a lot of these basic things, and you can see all eyes are glued to that whiteboard as they're all in for the journey, regardless if they're on the court or not.
One can't actually help but observe that the lucky girls that are playing here tonight, the women, having Mark Alabakov as the coach, is due to perhaps some controversial decisions about the coach of the Bendigo Spirit. And had Mark been involved with that unit, he would not be here doing this right now. So I won't get into the politics of Bendigo basketball, but it's good to see that Mark Alabakov, he could have easily, just new family, he could have said, hey, I'm going to take the summer off and just focus on the Braves women, but this is a focus of the Braves women because, as you just said, it's developing the players, because we've got a foul, and coaching to the end, and even to put the coach's hat back on a little bit, whether it's this level or even if you're coaching your under 14 division, whatever it is, if there's a minute to go in the game, even if you are up by 20 or down by 20, don't be afraid to call the timeout and go, hey, let's pretend we're down by 2 and let's practice and use those real game scenarios to work on things. Obviously, this is a grand final, a little bit different, but just as you're saying, always developing, always working, and I guess that's where the good coaches, they never switch off.
That's correct, and Seidel gets her first points for the game. She nails them both. She increases her tally to 2. She'll be wrapped with that. And that pass was just picked off there by Radford.
I wish we had a full box score tonight. I feel Radford's got at least 4 steals. That's
Taylor Rennie.
The coast. Rennie's on the board. Sitter's on the board. Rennie's on the board. Fry is the only Bendigo player yet to score.
Well, we're going to have to get behind her.
Number 9. I reckon we might see him run something for her. Kyneton still firing away from downtown. And here we go. Radford, that's probably the pass where you lead her up and throw it towards the corner of the backboard. She tried to thread the needle, but I like the thinking.
Almost Fry. She probably spent it before she earned it. Baseline ball comes in. A Thorn. She'll advance it down the floor.
Nice transition play. Head down, strong to the basket.
Conway to the hoop. Will go to the line to shoot 2. 95-58. A huge margin. Speaking to Coach Mark Alabakov before the game, he was talking about that development, and it's a unique situation that Bendigo have. They're a little bit isolated compared to the Metro clubs, and they do put a lot of time in their development of their players, because if you put on that blue jersey, you're an asset to the club, and they want to make you as best as possible. As Conway misses that first one, then misses the next, and it'll be a violation as she missed the lot. Minute 29 left on the clock as game clock's not quite in sync for those tuning in on YouTube. It'll be Radford to inbound here. We want Fry to score. The only player for Bendigo who hasn't scored in this game is that one was out of court. Seidel managed to regain possession. It'll be Radford to inbound.
Talk about scoring points. I've got to thank our awesome camera worker here tonight, Alan McLeod. She had 13 in the semi-final for Melton last week, and she could have easily been, watching her game tape, but she's come down tonight for us, and thanks for helping out videotape the grand final. Appreciate it.
Certainly doing a great job.
Except for when it gets zoomed in on the huddles, that's me going crazy. So, no, good work. Keep me away from it. Either way, a minute 18 left to play.
Fire to inbound, a 1-2 maybe. She'll cut baseline, wasn't quite there. Ball at the top, there'll be a foul. Rennie will go to the line to shoot 2 as the Tigers are in the penalty.
Fry going to get 2 points. Well, she's got a foul, so at least she's going to get her name in the paper. That used to be the thing, right? If you get the garbage time, just get the foul.
Yeah, you weren't added to the score sheet until you had a statistic.
That's it. I heard him discuss a good statistic that I would like to see. I was talking about on the Bill Simmons podcast today. Is the free throw is good. Is when you break down your player, if you get to the second line of defence.
Okay.
Like, apparently it's a soccer stat. I'm sure they do it in advanced stats, but anyway, deflections is another one that should always be in there. Dyson Daniels leads the NBA in deflections, just in case anyone is paying attention. But a minute to go. Nice. She's getting them up. Get them up.
Conway jacked that one up and was fouled in the process. She'll go to the line to shoot two.
Use 100% of the shots you don't take.
Correct. Four team fouls for the Braves as Conway's at the line.
Conway's been pretty. I think she's had a decent game. Like we'll forgive that one. That was the commentator's curse after she'd done the shot, but I think she's played all right. Hasn't always been getting the buckets, but she's made some nice passes. She's played some pretty tough D. As we're seeing there, she's like I've been pretty impressed with her energy off the bench. Oh, sorry,
Taylor Rennie on the ball.
Powell as well, I think 33 and 28's defence. The energy that they brought, if that was from the whole team for 40 minutes, I think we would see a different scoreline.
Seidel going at the rack, missing. Noonan with the rebound. Great pass in to find Smith. That went begging. 30 seconds left in the game. Ward will hold on to it. You think this would be close to the last possession. The shot clock is 5 seconds behind the game clock.
Still running the offense. Like it there. Nice way to finish.
Great 1-2 pass and Ward finishing with the two. So the shot clock is now turned off. 20 seconds left in the game.
That's her basket for the night, is it? So Kyneton with a pretty even spread as well. Let's see Bendigo fly. She's going to try and get one up, but she passes it to Michelle Fletcher, number 9 to number 9. But now with 5 seconds to go, Mark Alabakov was open. He's done it all tonight. Even then, he's spotting up on the wing. All right. You want to count it down for us, Todd?
Oh, yes. I'll have the benefit of that one. 3 seconds left on the clock. Radford goes deep to Fry. They're looking to get her on the scoreboard as that pass was deflected. They'll get to advance the ball further down the floor. 2.9 on the clock. We really want Fry here.
This is where it feels like you're down by one at the end of game 7. There's plays for you. You want to try and get it, and
Noonan will look to get the screen on Fry. The screen comes. There's Fry just missing.
And that's a second personal. And in the bonus, Kyneton will get to shoot a couple of free throws just to make it a little bit more, we'll say, respectable. 97 for Bendigo. They might have been gunning for the 100 as well. I think that's why they might have drawn up the three-pointer little option there. Not that it means anything. It's just a round number.
That was missed by a Thorn.
1.2 to play, and that will be it. The Bendigo Braves women are your Northwest Country Basketball League champions, defeating Kyneton Tigers 97-60 here in Melton. What a season for the Braves. What a final. And Coach Mark Alabakov with another championship. It's been quite the year 2023, undefeated in the Braves Women NBL. He's gone now, that is 8-3 in the Braves Women season here in the CBL. Has a baby, pumps out championships. What more could you ask for Mark Alabakov, but even more for this team. The Bendigo Braves women, here we go, they will celebrate in style, and you've got to give it up to the Kyneton Tigers, who they won the third quarter. They played hard in the fourth, and after we see the Bendigo rah-rah-rah here, we'll quickly run through you some scores with Todd Morris. Todd on the mic, is that how we find it, Todd on the mic?
Yeah, Todd on the mic is the one. Meg McCarthy with 10 points, Poppy Blanche on 14, Lavinia Cox with 27, Elsa Noonan 11, Jessica Smith 11, and Jessica Rennie from the bench as well with 10. And we'll go over there to Kyneton. Brooke Magnan had 11, Michelle Fletcher with 15, Jessica Magnan on 15 as well. It was a great showing from the Kyneton Tigers. They fought hard all season. They had the 8-2 record coming into the finals. They made their way into the grand final. And as we said earlier in the broadcast, Kyneton minnows compared to the size of the Bendigo Braves. Massive team. Great to see their fans. They get around their fans. Great appreciation for both of them as the Tigers will learn from this experience.
Great applause from the fans that came down too from Kyneton.
Certainly. And that's what country basketball is all about, and such a fantastic competition, ran really well. And a big shout out to all those involved, all the officials, everybody in the admin, Matt Royal, everybody who ran the competition did such a fantastic job in this women's comp.
Thanks, Matt. And we'll keep the stream live as long as possible here for the presentations for you. And obviously we'll try and get the mics as clear as possible to hear the presentations as they're just setting up down there for those at the moment. The Northwest champions for 2023, the Bendigo Braves women. They had Poppy Blanche win the league MVP. She also made the All-Star 5. But tonight, it was Lavinia Cox with 27. Todd run us through the scores before, but to see Bendigo with 6 players in double figures shows a true testament to the balance of the team and the depth. And all but one player scoring tonight. But there's your Bendigo Braves champions. Coached by Mark Alabakov, assistant with Caitlin Richardson, Cassidy McLean tonight. With the presentations coming up very shortly. We might just try and... Do we want to give the spoiler alert and get the results from the other games around the comp? We had in Shepparton the North East CBL Women's Grand Final between the Seymour Blasters and the Albury Cougars. That seems to be a similar points difference. Actually, when I look that up on the live stream now, it seems there's still a couple of minutes to go to that one. So, basketball fans, if you, I wouldn't say leave this stream, but that's about a 25-point game in Shepparton, home of the champion Gators. But Albury, their comfortable lead in the women. We've got the Mildura Heats coming up against Bendigo in the men, tipping off in about half an hour. And here we go now for the presentations. We'll flip the mics around and hopefully we can pick this up clear enough for you.